Have you ever not asked a question because you're an adult and you should know the answer? I mean, I've never done that. I know all the answers. But I'm asking for a friend. No, see, that's the thing we do as adults. As we grow, we realize there are a lot of things we do not know. So then we go on Google, we go on YouTube, we go wherever we want to go and try to research it. And then we have more questions than we do answers because things just aren't explained to us at times where it makes sense to us. We all learn in different ways. We all learn better from certain people. You might have had this teacher in school that you learned everything because the way they taught you was good. It was worked for you. And then other teachers, they might have explained it the simplest way that worked for the next guy, but it just didn't work for you. So that's what I want these videos to be. I want these videos to be a way of explaining things to the masses where we get it, we understand, and it's not broad and it's simplified. So I'm starting this series in which we take one main category and then all the subcategories related to it, make different videos for it. Instead of one long 15-minute video explaining everything that it is, we make it small. That way you can piece it, go back quickly, and it just makes sense. I like to think of everything the way I would try to explain it to my kids. That's just the best way to go about it. And investing for parents, sometimes we have to explain things to our kids, and it's the best way to do it. So I'm going to do it for you. Not insulting at all. At all. So on the other side, let's get into it. Okay, so what is home equity? What is equity in a house? To me, it's the most important thing I look for. Besides rental property and cash flow, it's the most important thing for me when I'm buying a house. So, let's say you bought this house. Nice little house worth $200,000. You were able to get it you negotiated and you were able to get it for $180,000. Just numbers are thrown out. You were able to get it for $180,000. Now, the actual value of that house is $200,000, but you were able to negotiate it down $20,000. So, you've been living in the house for 3 years after you bought it. So you bought it at $180,000. It's worth $200,000. So that means you have $20,000 in equity in the house. That's the cash money that you could then try to resell it to someone else. That's how much the house is worth. That is equity. The amount of the value from $180,000 to $200,000. The money in between what you paid for it and what it's worth. That is equity in your house, simplest form. Now, with that equity, you can do a lot of things, but I'll explain in other videos. But you've been living in a house for 3 years now. The housing markets continue to grow. It's looking good, it's looking good, it's looking good. So that house that was worth $200,000 is now worth $220,000 in 3 years. The appreciation, $220,000. So now you paid $190,000 and it's worth $220,000. You now have $40,000 of equity in that house. And if you're looking for a way to think about this, a lot of people are cash poor, but they're rich. It means they don't actually have money on hand to buy anything or whatever, but they have a lot of equity in property, in stocks, whatever it is. That's how they're rich, because they can get that money from the equity and use it for anything they want. So equity simply is what you paid and the actual value that you can get someone to buy it for. Now, if everything continues to go in the housing market, the house appreciates, you build equity. It keeps going up and up and up. Property value goes up. But here's where more equity comes in. Every year you're paying down your principal. So you bought it for $190,000, and in 6 years you've paid it down, and now you only owe $160,000 on the house. So now you only owe $160,000 on the house. So now you owe $160,000, and the value is still at $220,000. So $160,000, $220,000. You now have $60,000 of equity in the house. So you can see as you pay down your principal, and the home prices go up, now your equity builds. Now, the importance of this equity will come in different video, but I just want you to understand how equity works, what equity is, and what it looks like, by moving my arms up and down. But that's the gist of what equity is, having equity in a house. It also, you can use it as your net worth. It is what you are worth. You are worth $60,000 because that's the equity that's in your house. Now, if the market goes down and your equity decreases, well, initially you started out with $20,000 of equity. You started out with $20,000 of equity. So no matter if the property goes down, you are still covered. And that's why that way you won't be underwater in your house, because the value goes down. You already started with $20,000. So even if it comes down back to $190, you still have $10,000 worth of equity. So equity in a house is one of the most important things for me, aside from cash flow. So I just want to do quick videos. Make sure you like, subscribe. I really should do that in the beginning of these videos. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know where you are. Let me know how much equity you have in your house. If you've already bought a house, or if you're looking into a house, let me know what the equity you think the equity is in that property. This has been Investing for Parents. More series coming, more stuff coming. Just stay tuned.